Hi everyone, welcome to my page. For those of you who know me, welcome back, and for those who don't, I'm Hamasa. On this channel, I wanted to create a safe space for us to help with personal development and mental well-being. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. This week I wanted to discuss the topic of just ways of keeping motivated and just snapping out of this COVID fatigue. I feel like with the winter coming around the corner and how our weather's just gotten so dark, so rainy, so cold, and obviously we have new rules and restrictions, it's just very easy to feel demotivated. Because before, I feel like the first time when we had lockdown, we were out and, we stayed inside, and then we were looking forward to summer and we thought we're going to have a great summer. So it was something to get excited over. But for it to come around again, and then it's winter months and it's just we're stuck indoors, it's very important for us to try and keep motivated and just make sure that our mental well-being is at a good place. So your mind, your heart, your soul, everything is just happy and motivated. And that's not easy to do when the circumstances and our new normal is so different. And you almost have to recalibrate and rework yourself into trying to adapt to what's going on around us right now. So I just wanted to give you guys very simple 5 tips to just keep motivated, keep focused, and try and stay on top of things and not let what's happening around us deflate you and demotivate you. So the first thing I wanted to ask you guys, and this is a very serious question, is how are you? Because I feel like when we get in the flow of things and we're just busy running around doing things and trying to fit everything in, especially because we feel like we might go into a whole other lockdown again, you're trying to overwork yourself. You kind of neglect how you're really feeling, be it exhaustion, be it, a little bit of anxiety, be it just not feeling motivated and driven. But you seem to ignore that when you're so busy. So the first thing, and I know that I do that myself, that's why I wanted to just put things into perspective, that when someone really asks you, how are you? That you've got to take a step back and really think about it and just answer that to yourself and think, actually, how am I? Am I good all around? Am I rested? Am I happy? Am I content? Am I focused? Am I going somewhere? Or am I just aimlessly running around? So if you feel very overwhelmed, you have to get off that hamster wheel of running constantly, and you have to give yourself breaks and just recoup. That's so important. And one of those breaks would be, I strongly recommend, is a social media break. Because I feel like we spend so much time on our phones, we're scrolling through endless images, and that if you're already feeling a little bit doubtful and demotivated, looking at pictures like that isn't necessarily inspo. It's just making you feel bad about your situation more so than it really should. So I do that sometimes. There on the weekends, usually, like if I have to put up a post or I am doing something for work related, then I get up and do that. But other than that, I try and avoid actively engaging in social media and just having a bit of a digital detox. That's very, very important, because I feel like, especially because we're stuck at home, we just spend more time on our phones because we're bored. But there are other things you can do to spend that time more productively and more just in a positive state of mind. So try and have a digital detox and try and have a little break, a moment. The first tip that I wanted to give you guys is to let your thoughts and emotions out. Now, a lot of people consider being emotionally open or speaking about that as a form of vulnerability. So if you don't feel like you can tell other people how you feel, or you don't have anyone to turn to that really understands and is empathic towards your situation, then you don't really need anyone else to kind of vent out to. It'll be nice if you could, but if you don't, there is always ways of you to try and get your feelings out. So if it's not, if you can't turn to a friend or a family or close person to just have a little chat, discuss how you're feeling, reflect back, because when you're going through something and you're dealing with it as a collective and other people are also dealing with it, that's why support groups are so important. It puts things into perspective for you and makes you realize that you're not alone in this, and other people also share your problems and issues. So talking about it really helps. But like I said, if talking to someone isn't an option for you, then I would recommend things like journaling. I know I go on about this a lot, and it's definitely not a diary. I'm not saying like you get up and you write, "Dear diary, today I woke up, da da da." There are links that I could put down for you guys in the comments below that really explain what journaling is. That would do it so much better than I would. But it's just about keeping a track of your thoughts and feelings and emotions at different times and just getting it out of your system. It's very therapeutic to have things written down. It also puts things into perspective for you, and you also have something to refer back to when you are feeling a little bit lost or confused. Or it's really easy for you to just track your emotions and see what factors affect your mood, and just see what are your triggers. So it's definitely, like I said, not a diary. It's just a form of making notes. Very simple, very easy. You could do half a page if that's what you want to do. It's just of you getting things out and also learning about yourself and becoming self-aware. So journaling is a very good way to get your emotions out and just get them out of your head. Writing them down puts it out of your mind. It's like when you're really angry at someone and you want to write them an essay of a text, just typing it out and not sending it gives you that little bit of satisfaction. I seem to do that with my friends. So let's say I'm really annoyed at someone, then I write out a long essay and get all my feelings out and tell them exactly how I feel. And then I send it to one of my friends. And usually I get a response that's like, "Huh? Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "No, I had to send this to someone, but I just had to get it out, so I sent it to you." And usually the message just gets ignored, which is rightly so. But it's a way of me having to express how I really feel and really getting it out there, but not necessarily wanting a reaction or wanting repercussions or wanting a whole argument. It's just a way of expressing myself. So some people find doodling very easy. So whatever, scribble some notes, make a scrapbook, whatever it may be, get your emotions out. Don't keep them bottled up, because that's where anxiety and overthinking develops. My next tip for you guys is, I know this sounds very like whatever, but what really helped me the first time around in lockdown was to just go and be out in nature. It's a huge therapeutic, cleansing experience that I really didn't pay attention before. But after being stuck in lockdown in a city like London, where it's just so busy, you live in small apartments, you don't have that much green, I realized how much better I felt when I went somewhere that I could just go to a park or like to the woods. I prefer the woods because you don't see many people or cars or noise, so the noise pollution and everything. And just put your feet in the grass. I know right now with the weather we can't do that so much, but just taking a brisk walk, even if it's a chilly night, cool, crisp air, it really refreshes your mind. You're getting fresh oxygen into your body. It resets your thinking, it resets your soul, everything. I strongly recommend going out in nature and just taking some time to yourself, and it really puts things into perspective, and you really realize how insignificant you and your problems are when the world has so much beauty to offer. The next thing that I found really helped me was picking up a new hobby or just doing something that I wouldn't normally do. During the first time of lockdown, I opened a cooking channel over on my Instagram, Cook with Hamasa, check it out. It gave me an incentive because I had this channel and I wanted to put out content for it. I felt motivated on researching recipes, trying out new things, seeing what works. So I actually cooked a lot of new things on my cooking channel that I wouldn't normally, and it just distracted me, and I had something to do, something to work towards, had an incentive, and it really helped me. But whatever that may be, your hobby, whether it's learning a new language, whether it's doing photography, it doesn't have to be with a big shebang camera and lights and crew, just your phone, finding angles, working with light, whatever that hobby may be that makes you feel good, I say this is the time to go for it, and just distract yourself and do something. And by overcoming that or getting into the hobby that you've always talked about but just never got time or round to doing it, you're then also feeling motivated by having done something that you've procrastinated for so long about. So it's that motivation. So motivation comes from action, not the other way around. I know most people believe that you need to be motivated to take action, but actually if you take action and just throw caution to the wind and do it, once you overcome that, once you do it, the motivation starts getting stronger and stronger. And you develop a new sense of motivation because you're seeing results, you're doing something about it. So sometimes if you don't have the motivation to pick up a new hobby, it doesn't matter, just go throw yourself in the deep end. Pick something up and start doing it. If it's drawing, painting, whatever it is that you could do safely at home, then go for it. And once you start seeing the results and how far you've come and how much you can do now than you were able to do 2 days ago, automatically gives you motivation to keep on going, to be doing more things. So definitely pick up a new hobby if you can. So my next tip for you guys would be to do something for the first time. Like almost like a collection of firsts. So whatever that you haven't done that you wanted to try out, then go do it, because that will bring a little bit of excitement, a new dynamic to your life, because we are stuck to very limited amounts of activities that we can do right now. So we have to get creative and do things. So for example, if there is a museum you wanted to visit, and you while you still can do that, I recommend you should go do that. If there's a restaurant you want to go and eat at, then this is the time to do it. Just make sure you keep it before 10 p.m. Or anything that you haven't done before, like a first for you, then this would be the time to just go out there and do it. That could bring a little bit of excitement and something, again, achieving something creates motivation. So for me, I think it would be, I tried a sound bath meditation recently, which it's not recently, actually. I did it the first time before lockdown, and then the lockdown happened, and I've been desperate to go back and try it again because I really, really enjoyed it and really made me feel good. So, and I couldn't wait to tell my friends about it. I was super excited how my experience went. So for me, it was that. But, you know, whatever that may be for you, then just try and do something that you haven't done before and get yourself out of your comfort zone. And as speaking for the meditation, this is my next point. Meditate. I cannot stress this one out enough to you guys. Now, the thing is with the word meditation, or just the connotation of meditating and just being into spirituality, that some people nowadays see that as, oh, so hippie, oh, these vegans and da-da-da-da-da. And to be honest, a few years ago, I used to be one of those people that was a very big skeptic when it came to meditation and stuff. And I was like, well, that's not going to work for me because I just can't quieten my mind. I don't even know what I'm doing. And how is sitting still for a bit going to make me feel better? So no, you know, it might work for you. It's definitely not going to work for me. But boy, was I wrong. Because when I understood what meditation is, what it does, how it makes you feel, and how essential it is, like, mind blown. Like, my whole perspective on the spirituality and meditation completely changed in the past 2 years, and I really try to educate myself and learn as much as I can. But the reason I'm saying that is because my friends around me are like that, and they're real big skeptics when it comes to meditation or just chilling out. So let's take the word meditation out and just put down the words of keeping your mind still and just relaxing. Because that's what, in essence, meditation is. Living in the present and bringing yourself back to the moment. And just keeping still, being bored, but that's okay. You're concentrating on your breathing, you're clearing up. For people who suffer from anxiety and depression and just feel very demotivated and very anxious with everything that's going on around us, the biggest issue is to not overthink. That's why people lose sleep. That's why they're bitter, they're negative, they get into arguments because they've built up scenarios in their heads. That's not the reality. But because of the anxiety and depression and all the rest of the factors that are affecting your mental well-being right now, you have all this time to marinate, digest, overthink, and think some more. That you creating these scenarios in your head, you're being very pessimistic, you're being very negative, and you're also finding it hard to switch off at night and sleep because your mind's running at 100 miles an hour. Now, in order to still that and to just literally not think about anything that may potentially happen in the future or has already happened in your past, is to be very present in the present moment. And the only way to do that is through meditation. Because when you meditate, you're breathing correctly and you're concentrating on that breathing, which is every second as you're sitting still. You can't get your mind off somewhere else because you have to concentrate on your breathing. If you don't breathe, you'll die. So no, you're sitting there and you're gonna concentrate on your breathing and you're gonna be present in the moment. And by doing that, you're giving your mind and your brain a rest. You are just letting him, and you're also letting your brain know that no, I'm in control of you. You are not in control of me. I'm going to still you right now, and I'm going to tell you to shut up, and I'm going to tell you to stop working so hard because I'm in control. And right now, I want to switch you off, and I will do that. So when you learn that discipline and you teach your brain that discipline, that you can switch off, you are in control, you're going to reset. And it doesn't have to work all the time, and it doesn't have to think all the time. And it's not going to run how you feel, your emotions, your reactions, because you're in control, is the most fulfilling and the most motivating and the biggest incentive that there is for me personally. Because I feel like this is where I kind of lose control, when I let go and give into my thoughts. And I let it take me away somewhere that is just in my mind. So when I meditate and bring myself back in the moment, I really feel like I got this. I'm back in control. This is my mind. This is my headspace. And I'm going to choose who I allow in there. And it is really ever so gratifying when you can do that. And you could reset your mind and just come back a lot more in control. I wanted to do this video for you guys now because I feel like the days are shortening, the weather's getting colder, restrictions are getting tighter, and I myself feel like meh, literally just like blah. So because I feel like that, I'm sure this sentiment is shared across board amongst you guys, and I just want to let you know that, we all go through this, we all experience things like that, and we all go through these ups and downs and different moods. So if you do feel like that, there are things you can do to just snap yourself out of it and just keep focused and really make the best out of a bad situation. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment on this video, and I'll see you guys again here soon. Mwah.